Hello everyone, Lance Bell here to Lance Bell Presents Show. Today's date is Sunday, January 22nd, 2012. I'm your host, Lance Bell. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to first off say congratulations to Newt Gingrich for winning the South Carolina primary last night. Now, last year when I first wrote about how he should just ride off to the sunset, I didn't think he had any chance of winning. But he won, granted all the issues he's having with wife number 2 and how he handles himself, things like that. Let's just say that he won. We're going to see what's going to happen in Florida. But that's not the reason why I'm here today. The reason why I'm here today is I'm thinking to myself, okay, we've had a few winners so far in the primaries. I'm thinking to myself, with a wide open race, what do the Republicans have to do to win this? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk about this, and I'll talk about this in my blog at realdealpolitics.net. Now, the first thing they need to do is do not make this all about just getting Obama out of office. And here's the reason why I say that. This has been their default answer for over a year, and it's not going to get you very far. Honestly, if you just campaign on just that with no issues to back it up, you're not going to win. Matter of fact, you're not even going to have a chance. You will get smoked. And that's the facts. No matter how you try to slice it, that is the facts. You know, and I'm talking about also playing the blame game. Because, ladies and gentlemen, right now, there's enough people at fault in what's been going on. And hopefully the Republicans can understand that versus using their line. Second of all, since I'm on the topic, you know, with all the protests last year and everything, the world's been watching what we've been doing. You know, Bill Clinton said it best. It's about the economy, stupid. Or to that effect. Basically saying that you can't blame Obama for all this, but it is all about domestics right now. What are you going to do to get people back to work? You can say, oh, you're the standard Republican line. Oh, we're going to cut taxes, this and that. People are past that already. What people want right now is a bona fide plan of what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. If you do that, then you actually have a shot. Because the last thing you want to be is like Europe. Or, if I've been thinking more and more, maybe you want to be like Europe. But not like the Europe now, but the Europe of over 150 years ago. Now, third thing is money, and lots of it. How are you going to pay down the national debt? And this ties into my second thought on this, is that you cannot just say, oh, we're going to cut taxes. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the theory they're using is, okay, if you cut taxes, you're going to make it back in volume. It works great on paper, but there's one thing you have to remember. When there's no volume, it doesn't matter. If you cut it down to 1%, which the Japanese did, it doesn't work. And citizens are hopefully smart enough where they can see past this. Or maybe political ideologically is more important than what they see what's going on right now. No, fourth, and this is a big one, do not be the war hawk. Now, here's the reason why I say this. We just basically got Iraq and Afghanistan. The last thing you want to do is jump into Iran. And I'm not saying this because, you know, I'm just dove, because I'm not. I mean, you go to war if we're attacked first. That's my personal opinion. But outside of that, you're going to let Iran bait you into a situation. Now, I know they backed off today about the whole closing out the strait, but think about it from this standpoint. The bluff was out there, and they got one whole card to play, and they know it. That's the OPEC card, and they will play it. Which brings me to another issue with that whole Iran situation. Do not let Israel dictate policy to the United States, because that's the other thing that could happen. Now, Republicans, you can always say what you want, or we support Israel, this and that, but when they're dictating policy, when Benjamin Netanyahu was over here last year talking to Congress in that joint session, he proved that, and I talked about that on my blog. You do not want to get into that mess. So take a hands-off approach and see where it goes. And finally, as bad as nobody wants to say it, but I'm going to say it, and I've said this, you're going to need Ron Paul. Now, here's the reason why I say this. Now, Ron Paul, out of all the candidates so far, makes the most sense. And he's the most genuine. Now, I'm not going to going to get into these newsletters he had 30 years ago. That's not even the issue. If you look at him, the core issues, if anything, he stood with his guns. He held to his guns. And you can't say that about any of the candidates. Never flip-flopped, anything like that. Believe it or not, he actually has the youth vote what Republicans desperately need right now. And I don't honestly think that you, as conservatives, understand that. He has the youth vote, and he's going to keep that no matter what he does up to the convention. But here's something else you don't understand. He's going to take a lot of Democrats with him. Because there's a lot of people on the progressive side that side with him also. Even they don't agree with everything he says. But like I said at the beginning of this, he's actually the most genuine, the most honest, and he hasn't swayed on anything he said. So you have to remember that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the Lance Bell Presents show. I hope you visit me once again at realdealpolitics.net. And once again, be careful and remember, fear the root.